Harambe! If we want better leadership, then we have to become more ruthless when choosing leaders, especially when it comes to integrity. And listeners, here is the context. In previous elections, one thing was consistently ignored. That is the character of the leaders we choose. Tabia, uadilifu, the character. We ignored character and focused on promises, popularity, emotions, and today we are living with the consequences of choosing leaders that exhibit bad character. So as we move toward the next election, voters need to become extremely brutal in one area, that is integrity and character. And this is even more important for those leaders who are seeking re-election, because we now have evidence. We are not guessing. These individuals, we've seen how they behave under pressure. We've seen their relationship with money. We've seen their decisions. We've seen their relationship with power. So the standard when it comes to those leaders seeking election should go higher. It should not go down. It should go higher. And I'm going to give a company analogy. Think about how serious companies operate. When directors fail to perform, these directors are not excused. They are not given a second term, but they are removed. Because leadership is not about promises, it is not about manifestos, it is about results, it is about responsibility. And when companies hire managers, they don't start with competence. They don't start by looking at the skills or their ability. No, they start with character. Because competence tells you what someone can do, but character will tell you what they will actually do. A competent person without integrity is not an asset. Such a person is a risk. So, because the same intelligence that can build a system can also be used to manipulate the system. And when such a person is in power, when a competent person without integrity is in power, you don't get performance. What you get is exploitation. And that is why serious organizations ask one question first. The first question that serious organizations ask is, can this person be trusted? Can we trust this individual? Because skills can be taught, but character is what protects everything else. For example, you can teach someone how to drive, but if they don't respect traffic rules, they become dangerous on the road. These are risky individuals. In the same way, listeners, character creates boundaries. A person with character says, this is wrong, I will not do it. Stealing public funds is wrong, I'm not going to steal. Those are boundaries. Boundaries are created by a person who has character. But without such boundaries or limits, the question becomes, if I can get away with it, why not? If I can steal and get away with it, why not steal? So when we ignore character, when electing leaders and focus only on ability or competence or popularity or promises, then we are not choosing leaders. We are taking risks instead. So when we ignore character and focus only on ability, or focus only on what the leader is promising to do, or what the leader has done in terms of doing things, then we don't choose leaders. We create a risk. You understand? So before we talk about policies, before we talk about promises or plans or tuko na sera, we have to start with character. And that is how CEOs are appointed. And that's why in our next episode, we'll be studying how to test a leader's character before you vote. And we'll be considering 4 tests. We have to test these leaders before we vote. We are going to demonstrate how to test leaders based on track record. We'll have a money test, number 2. Number 3 is a pressure test and the truth test. Arambe vijana, oi!